I wonder how you are feeling about present world situation. Personally, I feel we live in the age of ambiguity. Some may say we live in the age of uncertainty. But I say we live in the age of ambiguity. Why? Because, well, once Aldous Huxley, an English novelist, wrote a fiction, Brave New World. Actually, the Brave New World suggests the opposite of what these words suggest. And later, George Orwell, an English novelist, wrote 1984. He finished writing his novel in 1948. He inverted the last digit. In the world of 1984, you can see the three slogans everywhere you go. The three slogans are as follows. War is peace. Freedom is slavery. Ignorance is strength. We should live in the world of freedom, peace, and strength. However, in the world of 1984, all the meanings of the key concepts are ambiguous. Let me talk about a little bit about my personal experience when I was very young. From November 1968 to March 1969, I was traveling in Asia, mainly in India. And I went so far as to Kabul, Afghanistan, by land from India. It was a world different from India. India is a country very different from Japan or other European countries. But I found Kabul, Afghanistan, very different. It was a poor country economically, but I felt safe enough. It's a Islam country, and I was a Buddhist. And in 1975, I again visited Kabul. I found it much more affluent than in 1969. And I hired a taxi, and I was invited to the home of the taxi driver, the taxi driver's family members, and his neighbors came to see me. I think they are very curious about a Japanese traveler. Anyway, they are very kind. I still remember, especially those young boys and girls who came to see me. When I look at those pictures of them, I took them. I wonder how they are now. I really wish them a peaceful life. I'd like to show you a couple of pictures of them. At that time, boys were how old? I don't know exactly. 10, 11, and those young girls, maybe 15, was 16 years old. I wonder how they are now. I wish them a peaceful life. And when I heard sad news about Afghanistan, I felt very sad. It was about a half century ago. How is Afghanistan now? You can watch what is actually happening in Kabul on YouTube. And I realize human history is a story imbued with wars. There's no human history without wars, as a matter of fact. Gautama Siddhartha, about 25 centuries ago, there was a man named Gautama Siddhartha. He was born a crown prince in a small kingdom of Shakakuran, which resided in a territory of, say, 60 kilometers north and south, 80 kilometers east and west. His kingdom was in the northern part of India. And there was a king. His name is Virudaka. He was a king of Kosara. And Virudaka attacked Kapilavastu. Kapilavastu was the center of a small autonomous tribe of Shakyakuran. Gautama Siddhartha belongs to the Shakakuran. And the king virtually annihilated the people of Shakyakuran. So Gautama, the Buddha, was well aware of the reality of every individual life that cannot get rid of the cycle of birth, illness, aging, and death. And at the same time, he well understood the highly complex reality of human history. That is, the warlike nature inherent in human history. I just expressed how I'm feeling nowadays. Now, let me talk about the Buddha's messages. Gautama Siddhartha. Gautama is his family name. Siddhartha is his given name. Gautama Siddhartha, at the age of 35, gained deep insight into the reality of life, the reality of all human beings, repeating a cycle of birth, living, illness, death. And he realized as follows. Whatever is phenomenal is impermanent. whatever is phenomenal is suffering. Whatever is phenomenal is devoid of self or solid or fixed entity of what I am. Especially, he had very deep insight into what I am. And last but not least, Gautama awakened to Nirvana. The term Nirvana is very difficult to translate. It may mean the realm free of ignorance, beyond the existence of the samsaric human history. To explain more specifically, Nirvana is the subtle realm of true life, beyond the existence of birth and death, beyond both existence and non-existence. Anyway, Nirvana is not after death. It's beyond birth and death. This is very important to understand Buddha's message. Gautama realized Nirvana as the ultimate peace of life. Therefore, Gautama Buddha was a historical person, and at the same time, he was a life beyond historicity. Several centuries after he passed away, after he entered Nirvana, what is called Mahayana Buddhists clearly acknowledged Gautama Buddha as a great historical person who came from within the realm of Nirvana. In other words, Gautama Buddha is a historical reincarnation of the universal working of enlightenment, or Tathagata. Tathagata literally means one who comes from Tata, truth. Because after he attained Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi, this is a Sanskrit term, also very difficult to translate, but it may be translated like this. Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi. They mean supreme and perfect enlightenment or awakening. He attained Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi at the age of 35. And Gautama Buddha preached in many places for 45 years until he entered Nirvana, or great subtle realm of life beyond our historical world at the age of 80. It's amazing, those days he lives to be 80. That's why there are so many words of Gautama Buddha are recorded in the sutras. We can read some passages how he was entering Nirvana. And traditionally, it is said there are 84,000 Buddha's teachings, so many, 84,000 Buddha's teachings. He taught this way or that way. And he spoke several languages. And he taught according to the capacity of his listeners. There are 84,000 Buddha's teaching, but what is then the very essence of Gautama Buddha's message? Let me read one passage, which I believe is a very essential message by Gautama Buddha. It reads as follows. This is a translation by G.P. Allen. I don't know who he is, but judging from the name, he may be an Englishman, but he became a Buddhist monk. The monk's name is Shri Nuyana. This is Shri Nuyana, Reverend Shri Nuyana's translation. They who live according to the teaching of the Buddha, close to the farther shore, by keeping to the way, they go from this shore to that. It is a way to the beyond. It is a way across. I, the Buddha, will indicate the way across. This passage clearly demonstrates the world view revealed by Gautama Buddha. The original passage is written in Pali language, as I said, and para means the farther shore or the opposite side of a river. And apara means this shore, the place where we live, the historical world where we exist, or the world where we laugh and cry, love and hate. In other words, Gautama Buddha taught us, go and be born in Nirvana, or the subtle realm of eternal peace, freedom, and equality beyond space and time, beyond the faculties of our six senses. Once again, I dare say, Nirvana is not after death. It's beyond living and dying, love and hatred, space and time. Again, I dare say, it's beyond existence and non-existence. Then, how do we cross the ocean or river of birth and death, love and hatred, friends and enemies, to reach the beyond, to reach the other shore? It's Buddha Anusmriti. Buddha Anusmriti means keeping Buddha in mind. What are we bearing in mind every day? We keep various troubles, in mind, and we are worried about them. But instead of keeping troubles or anxieties or fear, doubt, hatred, keep Buddha in mind. In Japanese, it says Nembutsu, keep Buddha in mind. How do we keep Buddha in mind? There are many Mahayana sutras, but Amitabha Sutra says, say the name of Buddha, the Tathagata of eternal life and infinite light. Say the name of Amida Buddha. Saying the name of Amida Buddha. Just saying the name of Amida Buddha, does it work? This is another topic. But Nembutsu is actually saying Buddha's name in mind. And in other words, say Namo Amidavus. Namo Amidavus. Namo Amidavus. It's in a Sino-Japanese pronunciation. In Chinese, Namo Amidafo or something like that. Anyway, Namo Amidavus is a Chinese translation of both Namo Mitabhaya Buddhaya and Namo Mitayushe Buddhaya. Namo Mitabhaya Buddhaya means I entrust myself to the Buddha of inconceivable light. And Namo Mitayushe Buddhaya means I take refuge in the Tathagata of immeasurable life. So Namo Amidavus, the Chinese translation of Namo Amidavus, means both meanings. In the age of ambiguity, in the beginning, I just explained how am I feeling. Living in the age of ambiguity, war is a peace. War is a peace. Ignorance is strength. Something inverted. Anyway, in the age of ambiguity, in our human world, we are inclined to live towards darkness unconsciously. Unconsciously, we are living towards darkness. Let's try to live toward light of Amitabha Buddha. Let's say Namo Amidavus. Namo Amidavus, Namo Amidavus.